Agatha, episode 6. Talking of episodes where it's not based on the title character and it's instead based on a very popular secondary character, and we get to see their backstory, and it changes how you view everything about the story so far. Agatha All Along, episode 6.
So you know how I'd said that I think like one day we're going to get an episode at some point where it's like it reveals what a bunch of shit that we missed along the way. Wasn't expecting to get it yet. Also wasn't actually expecting it to be from Wiccan's point of view.
Yeah. Kick-ass episode. I loved it. This show is an embodiment of what I want Marvel to do more, which is instead of making the show fit a Marvel tone, go, this show is its thing. It has its own tone. It has its own identity. Yes, it takes place in the Marvel universe, but guess what? Don't fucking matter. This thing has its own tone. Like, that's what they need to, like, let things be things. Just because it's in the Marvel universe doesn't mean it will have to look identical. And this show is like the perfect post child of that so far.
Yeah.
Seeing what was going on with Billy before the Hex blew up, essentially.
Yes. So that
really
was
cool.
So we're getting, obviously, like, he's having his bar mitzvah, I presume.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, and I was like, you could sense that his character was maybe like the parents seemed off a bit. I was like, are they gonna have it revealed like he is not their kid or something?
I thought he was adopted,
and it was gonna be like Wanda hid this kid with them.
Yeah.
And they were gonna play it into that way. To which then at the bar mitzvah, the witch is there. And actually, she's technically the one that did the sigil.
Gave the sigil. Yeah, she did do the sigil.
Whereas
we the two lifeline prediction.
Yeah, and we were thinking it was maybe going to be put on himself, which he kind of did by sort of maybe realizing what it was, but keeping it.
No. Oh. So he always had the sigil was on him. So if you remember, they talk about it, the only way to break a sigil is to break a sigil.
Yeah.
Which is why at the end of the episode she destroyed the thing. Yeah. So the sigil was put in from that point. I think she did it to kind of protect him.
Well, so my understanding is the sigil protected his name to witches.
Yes, because she realized who he was going to become.
Yeah. And I like how she also then goes, she said, the tower inverted.
Yeah.
Which I'm
not sure what that's about.
Wanda's death. Because that's the like thing collapsing. What if something happens? That's where my brain, because she's looking ahead.
Yeah.
What if it's something to do with that? And
I'll see you again when the tower's inverted.
Which is why she was kind of like, oh, that doesn't matter. Don't worry. It was something else.
Oh, I didn't consider that, but you're right.
Just because also it's right after she just kind of figured out what he was going to become. Yeah, the whole. So I'm guessing, like, just to check my understanding, he died as the twins. Wanda gave up the twins that she'd faked as everything was kind of imploding.
Yes. So what I don't know is
onto his body.
Yeah, so to make it easy, we're going to call them William Kaplan and William Maximoff, just to make it simple.
Okay.
So you got Billy Kaplan, who is the actual kid.
Right.
And then you got Billy Maximoff, who didn't exist and was inside the Hex.
Yes.
I think that Kaplan did survive the car crash, because we know his body survived. I just think, and it feels a little weird just because their name was the same that they're doing this, but I'm willing to let it slide because it's cool. As the Hex kind of imploded, she was desperate to stop her kids from disappearing. And because we know she can warp reality, she infused his spirit into Billy Kaplan's body.
Right.
What I don't know is if that killed Billy Kaplan, just leaving Billy Maximoff, or if they're both in there, and
it's like
Maximoff's just
merged
on
them.
top, and the end of Witch's Road will kind of merge them so that he remembers his life before and after.
Got you.
Because right now he doesn't remember anything about his life before the car crash.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do to have him be a well-rounded character is he will unlock his memories from before,
Yeah, now
and
you
it'll
say
be
it like
and,
that,
and they'll kind of merge into one person.
also thinking to the thing of when Agatha's climbed out and then he tries to use his powers and he can't, that would add up to the idea that they're both in there, kind of not really merged as one, and it's causing issues on both sides.
Yes. Very, very cool. I enjoyed Eddie as a character.
Yeah.
It sucks that he has to go, though, because Billy marries Teddy Altman, aka Hulkling. So I'm sorry, Eddie. You ain't long for this relationship. Well, you're gonna need to do one.
Let's be honest. I think they'll probably have it be he tried to contact him as he was leaving with Agatha and he didn't answer the call, did he? And then he's gonna come out of this being someone else essentially that could be kind of be like, look, you need to go do your own thing, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very cool that we got Quicksilver back.
Yeah.
As
Ralph
a crazy
Bonner.
Crazy old man. A crazy man.
Ralph Bonner back. Also, I love the kind of reveal that Billy's plan is to use his wish to get Tommy.
Yes. We were thinking it was going to be, maybe he's going to ask for where his mum is. We were presuming it was going to be like to do with Wanda, but the idea that it's more about where his twin brother.
Well, so at first we thought it was going to be about Agatha. Then when we realised that he doesn't really know who he is during this episode, I was thinking, oh, he's going to go, who am I? And that's going to, because, magic's a bit funky and it won't answer your question directly. It'll give him Wanda. But then, like, the symbolism wasn't, like, phenomenally interesting, but it was pretty clear. The Witch's Road will give you something that's missing. And then he looked at his piece of paper. It's like Tommy missing. Yeah. So like he wants to get Tommy back. I think that'd be a really, really cool way to show their bond, but also to bring him back.
Yeah, I think I'm down for that. I do still think there's some tease of Wanda.
Absolutely.
Even if it's linked with the other witch in this tower thing. Now,
I am absolutely fine for it to be he gets his wish of Tommy coming back, and Agatha's spirit is just so fucking powerful, knowing that both her sons are alive.
Wonder.
Yeah, sorry. Knowing that both her sons are alive literally just gives her enough to like. Because you got to remember, as we know, she's just died in this timeline.
Yeah.
That's what like unlocked Agatha.
Yes.
Along
with kind of him doing his.
Also, I loved seeing the other side of that interrogation.
Oh, yeah.
And seeing how different the chase scene actually was. Because, like we said at the time, it was like, so Agatha was an unreliable narrator for that episode. So seeing what actually happened. And Billy being quite switched on, he's like, I think you've typecast me in this, like, B-plot character.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to let you keep doing what you're doing. And then that realization was like, wait, you heard what I said.
Yes.
He's like, so I guess it's time for me to do this.
Yeah, so now we see it as like, when we thought she was watching that first episode and we think she's losing it, not knowing that it was all a charade, actually that was just reality seeping in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool. I wondered, they obviously purposely, like when he looks through the window, she's talking to someone with two mugs. We presume death is not there.
Yeah.
But knowing it was Aubrey Plaza, like she could have been in there, but obviously we don't know that. Also, we haven't seen her again since they all came out and before Wiccan revealed himself.
Yeah,
which is weird. Is it not?
I'm really, really curious once again to know. They've done this in both Penguin and Agatha, Penguin as we discussed earlier. There was a big reveal. They've done an episode where the story doesn't really progress, but you get additional context. which gives you like 2 weeks to simmer on the big reveal and work out what's going to happen next in the story, while still providing good additional context and just reframing the story slightly. So now I'm just sat here like, right, so what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Are the other witches actually dead? Are they going to come back? Why was Lila doing what she was doing? Why did she put the sigil on him? Why was she there? Why didn't she react when she saw him again? What's going to happen? I want the answers.
So remember, Agatha said even the witch that does the sigil can forget. And I think they showed that in the sense of as soon as she did it and put it in the coat, she forgot whose kid's the jacket was.
Yeah, see, what I struggled to work out with that was if she actually forgot or if she wanted plausible deniability.
No, I think she genuinely forgot. Whether she knew, she must have known making a sigil would do that.
Yeah.
So I think she realized in that moment of who this kid's going to become, what a like serious thing that is. So to try and protect this kid from witches, did that, and she obviously had no clue. I reckon he doesn't remember anything from before the crash, so he wouldn't recognize her.
Yeah, him not recognizing her made complete sense.
And I think her having these weird, like, what we've been thinking is she's just going cuckoo.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's linked with that first time it happened and it's something with Wanda.
Yeah. Or maybe Billy's power in general.
Yeah, or maybe her making that connection of who he was going to become caused some link with Wanda unintentionally, and now it's like, but yeah, are those two witches in the mud going to get dragged out by Lady Death or Audrey Plaza's character?
I'm really, really curious. Really curious about where this story's
Salem
going.
7 or whatever are still after them.
I'm just going to use this as an opportunity once again to laugh at the people who asked for this, because it goes to show once again, just because you didn't ask for something doesn't mean it's not fucking heat.
Oh, I did like the mention though that Vision's been dismantled, and obviously that's the rumor that they've put out there.
Well, we know his original body was dismantled. We saw that in WandaVision.
Yeah, but we know he came back.
Yeah, but Agatha was locked up for 3 years.
True.
And the official story will be like the official story is the Hecklers and Avengers training thing gone wrong. Yeah. It'll be the same idea, which is crazy, by the way, that they are covering up that.
I still think this ends with Agatha being left on the Witch's Road, and that's how they're gonna kind of have her trapped, but can still return as a villain again.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. I'm really, really curious to see where this goes. I'm so excited. We've got 3 episodes left, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
So some fun things are still awaiting us for sure.